La 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 la
Hey
la
folks, I'm Camille
la
Who
la
Armstrong,
la
the
la
Performing
la
Arts Renaissance woman.
la
For over
la
40
la
years, I've
la
worked as a
la
performer, educator, consultant, and
la
coach.
la
But most
la
importantly,
la
I'm a
la
parent.
la la
From
la
classrooms to stages to bedtime routines, I've
la
spent my
la
life
la
nurturing
la
creativity,
la
character, and connection in the next generation. This series is for you,
la
whether you're expecting, learning as you go, or parenting for the first time, or even third time around. I'm here to share the insights, tools, and real talk I've gathered over 4 decades of hands on experience. Welcome to Camille Who, the Child Whisperer. I'm so glad you're here. Are your child's picky eating habits really about the food or about the mealtime habits and accommodations that are happening at home? I am Camille Who, and I am here to talk about picky eaters. I gotta say, folks, and I've seen this so many times working with parents, I've seen this so many times with children. I have never had a picky eater as a child. I wasn't. I've never had picky eaters. I'll tell you why, right? And then you have certain cultures, you have certain people certain families that they have their certain beliefs around mealtime. They have their certain beliefs about food that's put in front of your child, and some people actually grow up a certain way. And their parents put their food in there. You do not move until you eat that food. And then they tend to go, I'm not going to do that to my child. But guess what? It's teaching your child to respect that somebody took the time out to make food so that you can eat it, so that you can nourish your body, so you can grow big and strong, so you can get your muscles. Whatever it is, they took the time out and put love into that food just for you to eat. You sit there and you eat that food, unless it's worms, unless it's basketballs. Okay. The point is, right? Some of us were raised that way, and maybe because there are some other negative associations to that experience, we tend to shy away from that with raising our child. Why? Because we don't know a healthy way to do that, to still implement that rule um, positively. We don't understand that there is a way that you can do that, implement that rule, and instill that in your child in a positive way without any of the negative associations that you had growing up. This is why, watch my video on mindset. Oh my goodness. It's those kinds of things that make us shy away from really just giving our child the proper morals and values that they should have in order for the next generation to be improved. We have to educate ourselves. We have to get the knowledge. We have to get the understanding. And then we have to apply that to our lives and to our children's lives so that we can do a better job, right? Put new information in your brain and get that understanding that, oh, I see, this was a good quality. It just was delivered wrong. So I'm going to choose a better delivery system, and I'm going to use that delivery system on my child. Why? Because this is the value that's being taught. This is the moral that's being taught. Whew. Okay. Coming back. Bring this girl. Reel her in, child. Reel her in. Okay. Most picky eating is really not about preference. It's not about preference. It's really about parenting patterns, is my point. We allow things to happen because, I gave you a good example. Um, yeah, unfortunately, it's not because, no child is born to like or dislike food. No child is born to like or dislike people. No child is born recognizing the color of someone's skin and having prejudices against it, right? We are taught something, we're taught things based on what our daily movie is in our everyday. What's the daily movie? What are our parents doing? Oh, okay. So sometimes they have a negative, sometimes they have a negative association with milk. I don't know. Sometimes they have a negative association with certain things. And maybe you want to just go, okay, cool. Give them a break from that one thing and then try it again in a few weeks. Like when that memory is not as fresh in their brain, the memory of the negative thing. And try not to make such a big deal out of it. Sometimes we get so over dramatic that we are now creating yet another negative association or emotional association with our children. And so we tend to, we just like add fuel to the fire and then make it a thing. And it really does not have to be a thing. Okay. I can go on and on. I said all of that to say, here are the three I would say. This is, there's only so many patterns that one can see raising children and helping to raise children and coaching people to raise children and teaching children for over 40 years. There's only so many patterns that one sees in human behavior. There's only so many patterns, okay? Here's the three reasons why why we see picky eaters, okay? Sometimes we have someone who's allergic, a child who's allergic. In that case, that is a medical issue and okay, right? Like that's the exception. And there's, I'm sure, 10 other exceptions. But here's what I normally see, okay? Number one, your child snacks all day. They don't have an appropriate place or time where they're eating food. They're eating food on the steps. They're eating food on the couch. They're eating food in the living room. They're getting crumbs all over the place. What happens when mealtime comes? They are not hungry. So they're not eating what's in front of them at mealtime. This brings me to my next point. My next point is this. Parents fail at teaching mealtime etiquette. For whatever reasons, there are as many reasons as there are humans on this planet. For whatever reasons, but there's only so many reasons, really, when you think about it, what it comes down to, the bare bones about it. For whatever reasons, children parents do not teach mealtime etiquette or don't know that they can teach mealtime etiquette. They tend to be over accommodating. So that's my third point. The second point here is not teaching your child to focus on the food in front of them, right? If you are giving them toys to distract them while they're waiting, this is taking away their ability. You're not teaching them patience. You sit them in the chair. Everyone's sitting at the table. This is mealtime. What we do is we don't play with toys at the table. We don't have to sit here and get distracted. We are at the mealtime table. You know what that means? It is time to eat. So when we are taught at a very early age, 6 months old, 7 months old, 1 year old, that this is what we do. This is the only thing that we do. Not sit with a phone scrolling, sitting at the table waiting for food. We sit, we talk, we make jokes, we communicate with each other while food is coming. Then that food comes in front of you and we all eat. Parents have to be a model of this. Parents don't get up, go do a bunch of things, or get distracted by your phone, because your phone really should not be at that table. This is a way of showing your child and them watching that daily movie that, oh no, every time we sat at the table, we all ate and we talked and we laughed and we joked. This is what you do at mealtime. So when it's not being taught, when it's not a part of their daily movie, guess what? Child is not eating at the dinner table. Or, the child is not eating at the dinner table. This makes them more hungry throughout the day, so they want to snack on everything. Turns around, they snack all day, they get back to dinner time or mealtime, and now they're not hungry. The third reason why, okay, goodness, parents, why do you do this? This is not a restaurant, okay? How many times have I seen parents say, you want this? Oh, you don't want this? Okay, how about this? Okay, how about this? Short order, cook? Sorry, I'm your mom. I'm your dad. I put food in front of you. I put love in that. And I made that for you to grow big and strong. You eat it. And it's okay to say, all right, if you don't want to eat that, then you don't want to eat. I swear to you, child will take it 2 minutes. It won't take long, because then what you do is you're sitting down and you're going to eat your food because you're still at the mealtime table. You sit there and eat that food. And you don't give them a toy. You don't give them anything to distract them. No, this is mealtime. And you're the only one that's sitting here not eating food. I bet you. I bet you. Your child, give them a few minutes, watching everybody else get down on some food, they will eventually go, okay, can I have some, please? Why? Because grumble, 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 whatever the sound is. They start feeling it. They understand. They will then start asking for that food. You are not starving your child. You are just going about your life. If they want to play along, they can play along. If they don't, then they sit there, because we're all sitting here because it's still mealtime. I'm not going to say, oh, you don't want this, I'm going to give you something else. Oh, no, 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 no. We don't create those kinds of habits. So because then what happens is your child then does not respect mealtime, which means they're not respecting timing. They're not respecting that there is a time and a place for everything. Parents, we need to be careful about we need to be careful about that. Our job is not to give you exactly what you want every time. And listen, sometimes there's meals that's in front of me, but I have respect for the person that put the work into it and the love into it. And it may not be my favorite, but it's food that I didn't have to cook. And someone put their love and their labor into it. And I've learned to just respect that and do my part. And I'm going to eat it. This is what we want to create with our children. Some people, like I said, some people have had this, but they have a negative association with it. Me, I come from that old school where it's like, oh, you don't want that meal? Okay, cool. I guess you wait until the next meal. No, there's not going to be a snack in between. There's going to be, oh, you're ready to eat now? Here's the meal that you did not eat before. You don't get to go outside until you finish this meal, because this is the meal that we all had that you didn't have. I finished my meal. Okay. Oh, you don't know. Oh, you want juice? You don't get juice. You want water? You don't get water. You eat your food first, then you get water. You want to color? You don't color. You eat your food first, then you color. And you don't have to be mean about it. Just matter of fact. And just stand firm with it. And just be consistent with it. It does not have to be, I'm torturing my child. This is not punishment. This is structure. And I swear to you, the second, the third time, it doesn't need to be a struggle anymore. Because why? They know that you are consistently going to have these rules that they have to follow. And then that's it. That's just your way of life. That is your daily movie. That's the daily movie that your child then watches. No, this is what we do at mealtime. And I bet you, I'll tell you, you go by these rules here. You go by these kinds of this advice, and you watch your child be one of the very few children that can sit at a table once you bring them to a party. Once you bring them to a restaurant with your friends who have other children, and you watch their children and watch how they behave next to your child, and people will marvel. Okay, people will marvel, like, golly, she just sits there and just so respectful. And I got compliments all the time. And it's really interesting. I was like, because what do you mean? Right? But now I realize I break it down, and working with enough parents and teaching enough children where I see the habits of the parents, I realize, oh gosh, no, a lot of parents just don't teach mealtime etiquette. They don't teach there's a time and a place. They don't teach that this is what's in front of you, this is what you eat. Something as simple as that. Well, we don't get to do this until we're done eating food. Oh, okay. I swear, your children will be like, all right. Even if they don't have to like it. They just need to respect it. You're not yelling. You don't even have to yell. You don't even have to speak loud. You can just, no, you can't do that until you do this. This is also helping them develop their executive function, a very important tool we need and quality that we need as adults, as children, and as adults. They plan, they execute. Oh, I had a son who would say, I'm not really hungry. Okay, you don't have to eat your meal then. Everyone will eat right in front of them. This is experience as well. And it's not that he was necessarily picky. It was more that he just didn't want to finish his food, or he would just eat really, really slowly. The rest of us would eat our food, and then it's like, oh, okay, all right, I don't want any more. You don't want any more? You sure? Okay, cool. Then we take the food and we put it right on that counter. Okay, I'm not gonna dump it. I'm not gonna put it in the fridge. Why? Because in about probably 30 minutes, you start eating a pie, you start eating that snack. And my child would go, oh, can I have some of that? Oh, yeah, nah, I can eat it because I ate all my food. Then he'd be like, all right, I'll eat my dinner. I'll finish my dinner. And then he knew he cannot get that next thing until he ate that food. You do it so many times, and then the child then goes, you know what? I'm not even going to ask for snack because I know how this goes. Like, I'm going to eat my food. I'm going to make sure I eat all of my food because I can't have a snack. I can't have pie. I can't have dessert. That's executive function. You teach your child gratitude, to be grateful for what is put in front of them, for what someone, put the labor in and the love in to create for you to eat. That is teaching them gratitude. You're teaching them discipline. And watch how they behave at a restaurant. Okay? They'll surprise you. Bring your other friends with their kids to the restaurant and compare their behavior. You're teaching them to be flexible. Sometimes it's not the meal that you like, but it's a meal and you already appreciate it. You have that you have that discipline. You know that you're going to eat it and you eat it. It's not going to always be your favorite meal. That's okay. You're learning, the child is learning to just, you know what? Hey, it's food, right? It's food that was made for me. This tends to turn into someone who's an adventurous eater. Go to a party and they're not as like, like, yeah, okay, cool, all right, food, eat. I've traveled the world. You really cannot be a picky eater if you travel all over the world. There's so many different kinds of foods and so many different kinds of ways to cook the food, and animals that people cook that you really, you know what I mean? Like the less picky you are, the more adventurous you are as an eater, and the more satisfying meals that you get to experience if you travel the world. Also, what children are learning is that food is something that feeds you, that it's nourishment, and they learn that it's not something that, oh yay, this is what I'm doing they learn that it's not entertainment. Okay, that mom's just gonna give me what I want, or dad's just gonna give me what I want. This is not short order cook day. This is not restaurant. This is not, let's change the channel on the TVs until it's something that you like to watch. No. This is the thing that feeds you. And if you get fed and you eat what is fed to you, you get nice and strong. You get big and strong. You get to grow. Here's some tips Create a mealtime structure. Have your breakfast, have your lunch, have your dinner. Make sure you are not giving them toys or any kind of distractions. Parents, put your cell phones away, for crying out loud. This is not that time. This is not that. This is mealtime. And if you model that this is what you focus on at mealtime, each other, having conversation, making jokes, making music around the table, right? That's fine with your fingers, okay. And eating your food. If you model that, your child will repeat it. Your child will do it, okay? Limit the snacks between, especially if they didn't eat their meal. If they didn't eat their last meal and they ask for a snack, you say, no, baby, you don't get a snack. You can finish your lunch. It's like you're allowing them. You're saying you can do that. It's like you're giving them permission, and they're like, all right. They may not like it, but you know what? They will do it. Why? Because they want a snack. And most times, if they eat the lunch, then they're not going to want a snack. They're not going to be hungry for a snack, and maybe they'll get the snack later. Who knows? Because there's a bigger space between lunch and dinner, right? So it's fair to say, okay, you ate your breakfast, you ate your lunch. Now you can have a snack. Of course you can have a snack. Another step is, let's see, you serve one meal. Please don't accommodate your child. Don't say you don't want this, have this. No, no, no. There's one thing in front of you, okay? You eat that. You don't want to eat. You don't want to eat that. You don't want to eat, my darling. I love you. That means you don't want to eat. And you don't get to eat anything else until you eat that last thing that was put in front of you, because all of us ate it and all of us are nice and big and strong. Okay? You don't have to yell. You don't have to be forceful about it. Just be matter of fact and consistent. And stand your ground, parents. Stand your ground. There's nothing wrong with standing your ground, because that persistence is something that your child will look back and say, no, my parent was not taking that. And I'm so glad that they did that, because it taught me discipline. My mom used to say, well, if you don't want to eat dinner, then you're not hungry. And then good night. And then what? 10 minutes later, I come back going, okay. All right, please. I'm hungry. Please, can I eat dinner? I'm sorry, I didn't think you want to eat dinner. You didn't want to eat dinner. No, I do want to eat dinner now. Please, can I eat dinner? Sure. Now I'm eating the dinner. And I'm going to finish it. Okay? That's the old school way. And I know a lot of parents who actually have done this with their child, and they were not picky eaters. I know that a lot of families that I grew up with, they were like this with their children. My friends growing up, a lot of them, their parents were like that. And all of them are very adventurous eaters, and all of them had manners. All of them were like, no. You learned to eat what was in front of you. And they respected time and place and meal, and they had discipline. Here's another step. Encourage your child when they're finished with their food. Be like, what? You finished your food? Who did that? Who ate that? Make a big deal out of it. Make it fun. Make jokes about it. Like, what did you do? You doing magic tricks with your food? Make it a fun, and now you're giving them a positive association with them eating their food. So you're celebrating it. You're like, what? Oh my gosh, what? Go. You ate your food. I've said to children, wait a minute. Where did you put that food? Did you put it in your ear? No. Did you put it in your hair? Did you put it in your foot? Where did you put that food? They're like, in my belly. Like, let me see. Okay. And then they would lift up their shirt and be like, oh my gosh, you ate all that food and a school bus and a pickle and a shoe and you ate a whole couch, man. You must have been hungry. A whole thing. Okay. It just makes it so fun, and it just encourages them to eat their food. And who knows, you can make mealtime some of your favorite times. It doesn't have to be a struggle. That being said, I am Camille Who, and I am out of here.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Camille Who, the Child Whisperer. A heartfelt thank you to the generous supporters of the Books and Beyond campaign. This series wouldn't be possible without you. If you're a new or expecting parent, I created Better Parent, Better Future just for you. I empower first-time parents to embrace a positive mindset and navigate those early parenting years with confidence and joy. Click the link in the description to learn more or to find out how we can work together. Until next time, keep showing up, keep growing, and keep leading with love.